Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. This is episode 176 of my show. Tonight, I am bringing to the stage powerhouse singer-songwriter Keisha Renee. Keisha has been singing since she was 5 years old, and she was featured on season 13 of NBC's hit show The Voice. Team Blake Shelton, she finished in the top 8. So Keisha has toured and performed with Kanye West's Sunday Service, JoJo, Nicki Minaj, and countless others. I'm so excited to bring Keisha onto my show, learn more about her journey, and she's gonna sing for us, and she'll take your questions at the end of the show. So we're gonna hang tight, wait for Keisha to hop in the house. How we feeling tonight? How we doing? Happy August. It's like 90 here in New York. So how we doing? How we feeling? And when was the first time you heard from Keisha Renee? Was it on The Voice? Did you see her on tour? Her solo stuff? Talk to me. What's up? Keisha is in the house. Keisha, whenever you're ready, come on in and let's get this party started. Hi, Keisha.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Keisha, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm so excited to have you.
You are so welcome. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So let's just start at the very beginning of your life when music came into the picture. So I know you started singing at 5 years old, but talk to me about one of your first memories of music.
Oh, wow. Well, I grew up in church, so I definitely remember like singing in the choir and, developing friendships with people there. But my very first um, memory of me like on stage, knowing that this is what I want to do, I was 5. It was a talent show at my Catholic school, and I sung a Whitney Houston song.
What Whitney
That's
song?
when I knew. It was One Moment in Time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I know you're a massive Whitney fan. So
Yes.
talk to me about Whitney's impact and legacy and how it's affected you as a musician.
Whitney Houston is just the bar. The vocal ability was like none other. I grew up in a musical family, so my mom would play music all the time. So Whitney was definitely in rotation. And just how she demanded a stage. I think that's where I kind of get my my stage presence from. Like that, just stand there and just, demand the room's attention with just the voice, no gimmicks, no, distraction. It's really just about the gift. And so that's what I really admired about her, that she, could just stand there and captivate you with her voice.
Yeah. Whitney was one of those performers. When you see her, when you hear her, you just feel something. You're like, whoa, like her voice just comes over you and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never heard anything like this before in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So talk to me about music in your childhood. You came from a musical family. You've been singing since 5. So what was music and what did it mean to you in those formative years of your life?
Music was everything. It was something that I realized I was good at a young age. So I honed in on it, and it's really been like my life, literally my focus point. Just everything to me.
Yeah. So, okay. So obviously you're no longer 5 years old. You're an adult now. So let's talk about music and how it gets you through the ups and downs of life.
Music is definitely universal, and it is powerful. Like it can really, set the atmosphere, so to speak. It can change your mood if you're happy. If you're listening to, some angry music, it'll put you in a mindset of, being angry. So it's definitely very powerful. And, whenever I am going through anything or I need, just whatever I'm in need of that in that moment, I know that I can pull from music to get me there. If I need to be happy, I'll listen to something happy. If it's something that I'm going through emotionally, I'll listen to those type of, songs that I can relate to. that gets me through those times. But yeah, music is it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's such a powerful thing. So talk to me about those artists. Obviously, Whitney is one of those go-to artists for you, but what other artists inspire you?
Oh wow. Whitney back in the day, Celine Dion, Aretha Franklin for sure. New Age, Brandy. I love PJ Morton.
Mm-hmm.
Just people that actually have like the talent, the voice, but also a message. They're singing about something that has a meaning. JoJo, um, her. She's definitely figured out how to make it mainstream, but if you listen closely, she's still talking about something. I just want to make music that actually has, like a meaning and you can get something from it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, I think those artists that you named, they're all such powerful examples of musicians that have really revolutionized the music game. You talk about JoJo, you talk about Aretha Franklin, you talk about her. Like, these are all such incredible women who have just stuck to being true to themselves and have absolute powerhouse vocal capability. So, Keisha, talk to me about this powerhouse voice that you have. Where did it come from? Talk to me about this.
I have no clue. It came from God, actually. I mean, like I said, I come from a musical family, but I am the only one that like pursued it professionally. Most of my family members, they sing in like the choir at church and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I literally have been singing like this my whole life. It's really weird. I had a friend remind me the other day because we were in a group together as a child, and she was just like, you were really like 12, 13 years old singing like how you sing. Of course, it's developed because I'm grown now, but it's definitely I've always had like a big belty voice. So
amazing. So that voice took you to a show called The Voice.
Right.
You were on season 13 of The Voice, Team Blake Shelton. So it's obviously been quite a few years since that experience. So looking back on The Voice and working with Blake, what did that mean to you as a singer?
It was really a honor and a blessing to kind of come into a new genre that was new to me as far as like professionally. I had became a lover of country music along the years living in the South, just hearing different things. Of course, it was just like, oh, this is nice. It's not something that I grew up on, so I wasn't that familiar. As if you were to ask me about, gospel artists or R&B artists, I could tell you, the who's. So I thought that it would be very beneficial and important to choose a judge that had mastered the field that I was so new to. So it was just a no-brainer that I wanted to be on Team Blake because he is, one of the front line, male artists in country. So it was just like, why not learn from the best,
Of course. So talk to me about the vibe between you and Blake. What is it like working with him?
I mean, it was cool. The show is definitely a show, so I didn't really have that much time with him.
Yep.
It was really for like on camera coaching. But from, the moments that we did share, he seems like a really cool guy, and was really excited to see me cross over into country music. So it was cool. I wouldn't change the experience for anything. It was all a part of the master plan.
Of course. So talk to me about The Voice and how it helped you on the musical journey that you're on today. Like, what are some key pointers or things that you learned from that show that you take with you in your day-to-day life?
The show really, what it did for me was it allowed me to expose something that hadn't been tangible. Right. If you understand what I'm saying. So as an African-American woman saying, I want to sing country music, that hadn't really been realistic as of then. We had Charlie Pride, we had male African-American country singers that had kind of penetrated that genre, but it wasn't a woman of color. And so for me, it was really important to showcase that. And that was a major platform. It was on national television, and it gave the world and, record labels a better idea of what it looked like. And now we have so many artists that are coming up that are being recognized in the country community, and they're African American women. And I'm so proud of them. A few of them are my friends. So I'm just excited that I could have been, a trailblazer or someone that helped in that effort of opening that door a little wider.
Yeah, when you say the word trailblazer, I couldn't even think of a better word, because you were like one of the ones on TV doing it, showing people like, yeah, I'm a woman in country music. Like, here I am. Like, I am the one. And like, to see how it's revolutionized over the past couple of years, and see people of color and women in country just really dominating. It's so awesome.
Yeah. So that's cool, to say that I helped.
Looking back, what did you enjoy most about doing the show?
You meet amazing people that become like your family for life. The contestants that I met along the way, who I still have beautiful relationships with now, that's kind of like the best thing that could ever happen. You find people that share the same passion and the same purpose, and you guys do life together. It's great. I wouldn't have met certain people from all walks of life, all around the United States, if it wasn't for the show. So that was the biggest, takeaway.
Yeah, I love how that show brings people from all areas of life into The Voice, and then you can learn from everybody and they become your friend. Is there anybody from your season or from past seasons that you're just like really close with and you love talking to?
Yeah, like I'm really, really still cool and close with Davon Fleming. Just a great person. My dear friend Janice, she passed away a few years ago, but and I actually knew Janice before The Voice, so it was great to do that with her, be a part of that journey with her. So that was great. But that's about it. I mean, I still talk to people on social media, that keeps a lot of people connected, but I actually like hang out with Avon, and, whenever our schedules permit, we get a chance to like still see each other, even though he lives in Baltimore and I'm all over the place.
Yeah, you are all over the place. You're touring, you're here, you're there. I mean, you are definitely a busy woman. So I want to talk about the past couple of months. Well, I cannot believe we're in August of 2020.
I know, right? It's just like when the pandemic hit, the rest of like time just sped up. It just seems like it's been going ever since.
Yeah, so you were on tour with JoJo for 3 months while you were pregnant with your second child.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because that's a whole lot to take in back in those 3 months.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I am definitely, I would consider myself a workaholic. I love what I do. And I'm blessed to do it at a capacity where it is really consistent. This industry, for some, cannot, afford them that same lifestyle to where they can do it full time and not have like, that 9 to 5 that kind of keeps them at not a disadvantage, but it's kind of hard to juggle both, And so I'm definitely blessed to do it, as my 9 to 5. Like singing is my full-time job. And it's just been really great to do what I do. And I have an amazing village that allows me to do it at this capacity, and I feel comfortable, knowing that my kids are in great hands. But while I was on tour, it was great because I was doing Sunday service, and then living somewhere else, flying back to LA every week. It just got really taxing, and so I toured with JoJo in 2017. So I was familiar with the camp, and me and her manager, Katie, are really good friends. And so she was just calling me out of the blue for something totally different. And then we got on, JoJo's about to go on tour, and I'm, looking for singers. And I was like, just take me, it was kind of like a joke because I am pregnant, and it was towards the end of my pregnancy. And she was like, you would do it? Like, that'll be perfect. And I was like, oh, I mean, sure, so that's kind of how that came about. And it was really a blessing in disguise because, like I said, I'm a workaholic, and I just could not imagine like being at home for months on end doing nothing. So it just came right on time to where I could still do what I love. Of course, it, all goes back to my household and contributes to, the provision of my family. So that was great. And I got to travel the world with people who I adore. JoJo is so beyond what you could even imagine. Like if you think she's a sweet person, it's beyond that, So to tour with her and the camp who all reflects that same light, it's great. It made it so easy to, be carrying life and carrying a show with an artist that is just awesome inside and out. So yeah, that was great.
I like how you said carrying life, but carrying an artist. Like you have this life inside you, right? But then you're like behind this incredible artist like JoJo.
Yeah. And I was the only singer too. So it was really I don't know. Sometimes my journey as a background singer has definitely been like tailored towards me and who I am. Because a lot of people see like the jobs that I get, and it's sometimes just me by myself. Like I'm the only background singer, and it's really unique because it's more of like a support to the artist. Because mostly, the backgrounds are in the stems, what they call, or on the track, so they're gonna play anyway. So I kind of like have found a way to add value elsewhere, like enhance the song, or kind of support that artist to where if they want to go off and do ad libs and make it a more unique experience from the record, I can hold down sort of the lead, but what the record is doing. So it's really become like a support system with the artists that I work with. Same thing with Nikki. I'm her singer. She really relies on me to bring life to the songs that are more on her pop, singy side versus the rap side. So it's like I really carry, the artist to where it's like we, kind of make a beautiful team.
Yeah. And I love that because sometimes when I go to shows, I'll see like 3 or 4 background singers. But for you to just be like the one and only, them to be like, yeah, Keisha's my background singer. Like I might just be taking a break or like go off stage and just has to change. But Keisha has got it.
Yeah. It's been, that's kind of how it goes. And I really, I'm grateful because it's like, as a person who grew up wanting to be an artist in her own right, I still get the opportunity to grace huge stages in arenas, stadiums with the world's biggest artists at that time. And they give me that opportunity to be on stage by myself when they go change their costume. I have my moment to elaborate on a song of theirs, or, really just add my 2 cents, so to speak. And, their fans become my supporters as well. So it's been a beautiful journey to be myself and, let that light shine, and they see that and they share it with their following or their fan base. It's been a blessing. Everybody doesn't get that opportunity to still, so to speak, live out their dream. I feel like I'm the artist, and those 5 minutes or 8 minutes that I'm on stage where I get to shine, it's like everything goes black and it's just me. Yes. And the audience, like they came to see me, even though I know that's not the truth.
It was all you. So obviously you've graced incredible stages and had so many amazing experiences. Are there like a couple, like maybe like your top 3 that stand out, whether it's a venue or a certain like experience you had with an artist?
I mean, it's so many, Ashley. Like I can't even begin to wrap my mind. So many things are popping up. Like, I mean, to start, like where I truly began touring, it will be with Adam Lambert. And so I was able to go to places that I didn't even know existed, like Bali, Indonesia, like, a girl from Inglewood. I'm living in California, so I'm in LA. That's kind of its own world. Everybody wants to be here because of, TV and film and all that. So I never really dreamed really outside of where I was from, because it had everything, that you think you would need. So to know that there's a whole world out there, and I was so kind of sheltered or spoiled, so to speak, to even, realize it. And so Adam Lambert was the first person who took me to places like Asia, and I went to China and places like that. And it's just like, wow, I never even thought about it. And it became a reality that I didn't even think I didn't even think I needed, but I did, and I loved it. And I love, you know, going to these different places, seeing different cultures, meeting people that also become friends from, you know, across the way, that when I do visit those places again, it's like, let's grab lunch and we do life together, you know. And it's like, that wouldn't have happened again if I wasn't, you know, on this path that I'm on, and, you know, going on these amazing tours that take me to these places. So
Yeah. Do you have any favorite venues or cities that you
ooh, okay,
must?
favorite venue. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like everyone's bucket list is like Madison Square Garden. So that was definitely, you know, a big thing to do. It's like, ooh, I made it. And then like maybe the O2 Arena in London. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. So yeah, it's hard to think.
Oh, I feel like you've just covered so much ground, and it's like,
Yeah.
Keisha, I know you've been everywhere, but like, what kind of sticks out for you?
Yeah. I mean, it's everything. Like, I know it's probably cliche to say, or it's like, but everything sticks out because it's like a new experience each time I go somewhere. I could go to London 12 times, but something about that trip will be special, you know, and set it apart from the other 11 times. So I don't know. It's just, I'm so grateful. And so I think I go into each situation with that mindset and that intention of creating the best memory possible, because I am away from my kids. I am away from my family. So it's
Right.
like, I really do want to make the best of being away so that it's worth it, you know?
Definitely.
So, yeah.
So as far as touring, do you have any like rituals, like things you need to bring when you're on the road? Like, do you have any like, when I travel, I need to go, try French fries in the city? Like, is there anything like you do?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, I love to eat, so I asked like, what's the good places, you know, everywhere. But while I was pregnant, I had to have apple juice. Like, that was the only drink that wasn't like too sweet, because you know when you're pregnant, you go through like
Yeah.
the smells and the taste, and it doesn't really kind of like trickle off until towards the end, for me at least. So apple juice was definitely my go-to.
So you needed to make sure wherever you were, there was apple juice.
Yeah, and the tour and the crew, they did great. Like, it's called a rider. So you know, you have a rider and you put things on that you got to have at every venue. So they were able to put that apple juice on there for me, along with all the other things that, you know, JoJo and the band wanted. So it was cool. I could depend on that.
Yeah. At least I know apple juice will be there for me.
Yes.
So let's talk about, what do you think about being a background singer?
um I enjoy the fact that it's like, again, I had this dream as a kid of me being Whitney Houston, me being the artist, me being the person in the front. And I love that, you know, along the journey, and I'm still aspiring to be my own artist, but
Mhm.
along the way, I got the best front row seat ever to
Yeah.
the game, to how everything is ran. Especially being a touring musician, a touring background singer, I definitely got, you know, a firsthand look on what goes into touring, from logistics down to, you know, venues and promotion, and even like what people take out of it, like the venue cut out of your money. I'm thinking, you know, people go on tour to make the bulk of their money, which is still true, but you still have to break bread with so many people. And so, you know, just on the outside looking in, I just thought the artist was, you know, it. But being on the other end of it, I know that there's, you know, a production team, you have tour managers, you have assistants, you have all these moving parts, you know, sound engineers and stage hands, and all these different people that play an important role, so that at the end of the night, when the audience comes to see that artist, they don't, you know, see all the people that made that possible, but it's so many people that without them, your artist wouldn't have a show to put on, from, you know, musical directors to the creative team, you know, what you're looking at. So it's so much that I learned, to actually, you know, do my artistry more effectively. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what advice would you give to other singers that say, oh my gosh, I want to sing with Kanye West, I want to sing with Nicki? Like, how can I be a background singer? Like, what advice would you give to them?
I would tell them to stay on the lookout, because I have a background agency that I'm launching. And, you can become a part of the agency, and then, I will book you on gigs and tours, and then you'll, travel the world just like me.
Yes. Okay. So obviously that brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Your company, let's talk about it. How did this company come about, and talk to us about what we can expect from it?
It came about because being someone that's in the industry, a background singer in her own right, I saw that it was the most unprotected entity, in like touring and entertainment. When you see a tour per se, you have musicians, and then you have dancers, and then everyone else that kind of put it together. But the people that are on stage that put on that show have protection. So dancers have agencies that represent them, to where they can go to and express, this isn't fair or this rate isn't that. And they have that, that covering to fight for them.
Right.
Actors have SAG and AFTRA union to where, they're covered by that entity to fight for them. But we were just kind of the uncovered entity, musician and singers. So I felt the need to cover us, and with the knowledge that I have over the 15 years that I've been touring, I, kind of know what's fair and what's not, because I worked with so many artists from, the top of the line, like a Nicki Minaj, a P. Diddy, all the way down to a more independent artist that is self-funded. I still know what's fair from each spectrum because I've done it all, and so I just felt like it was important to start something that not only gives the person who lives in an area that's not heavy populated with industry work, like a New York and Atlanta, LA, it gives them an opportunity to still dream and still feel like, well, it could be possible to book a gig living in Arkansas, or it is possible to book this gig, living in Iowa, somewhere where it's just like, it's not that many opportunities to book gigs at that magnitude there. You have to kind of travel outside. So with the pandemic and making everything virtual, I thought this would be great for the person who, lives somewhere, but they're extremely talented and no one would ever know because they live in a place that's just not full of opportunity, that can actually have a chance to go for it, and I would, basically it consists of, it's like a school.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of teach you the ins and outs about background, because it's more than just singing. And then from there, those who kind of like, go through that process and seem like they're still serious about it, they still want to do it. And they pass a few of the tests, so to speak, then they will become a part of the agency, and they'll be a part of a catalog of singers that different companies can pick from. If you're having a wedding or if you're having a corporate event, you can go on this website and kind of choose the people that you want for this event, or musical directors that I have contracts with, would call me and say, hey, I need 2 girls for the Oscars, and I can go to my database of singers and submit different people, and then they get jobs. I've done that my whole career. For the last maybe 7 years for sure, I've started a lot of people's background situations, or at least gotten them jobs here and there when it has come across my table to refer someone. So I said, why not get a little cut off the top, since I'm doing it anyway, and make it a business. So
Yeah,
that's where it came about.
I think that's amazing, because I think the best business ideas come from when people ask you for the same thing multiple times. So people are like, I need 2 girls for the Oscar. Keisha, I need someone to, a guy for this, or this is this. And you're like, asking me. Like,
I'm a booking agent now. Yeah.
I love that. I think it's so cool, because you just take something that becomes a need and you're like, okay, now this is an official thing. Now I'm going to have a crew of people that work with me, that from there I get a cut if that person books a gig. And I like how you said like smaller city, because because there's people all over the US that are so unbelievably talented that don't live in, you know, a big city. And it's like, we want to make sure that they also have the same opportunity as people in like New York or in LA.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Cool. I love that. So for people that want to learn more about the agency, is there a website? Like what can we, how can we refer them to you?
Yes, for now, the website was up and it said coming soon, but we're really putting legs and life to it. So it's down being designed. So for now, you can just subscribe to my personal website because I'll roll out information about the agency there as well. But just subscribe to like the email listing, and my website is KeishaRenee.co. So not com, drop that M, and it's just co. And subscribe to. Submit your email and you'll be updated with all of the information about the agency. But it's Ideal Music Agency, and it's where we are aiming to create the ideal background singer, someone who is professional, someone whose worth ethic speaks for itself and talent matches as well,
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So guys, if you want more information, KeishaRenee.co. For more information, because it is coming up, and if you're a singer and you want to book these gigs, go with Keisha. Let's do it.
That's right.
Awesome. So I'd like to talk to you about your journey of motherhood. So let's talk about the motherhood journey, because I know that you also lost a significant amount of weight with your first pregnancy. So can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I've been a heavier person my whole life. And after I had my daughter in 2014, I just wanted a better quality of living. And being in this industry is like, it's already a self-imaged, like, all into, what it looks like. But I was blessed to work with so many people who didn't care about that. So that was a blessing within itself. But in the back of my mind, it's just like, for anything that you want to do, be it entertainment or dentistry, you want to look the part. Like, I wouldn't want to go to a dentist who was missing teeth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I want to be a part of an industry that kind of puts how you look at the forefront, then I kind of needed to become more serious about, my appearance and, but more so my health, period. My daughter really woke me up and I needed to be here for her. I had diabetes prior to being pregnant. So I just wanted to be healthier. But my lifestyle was so go, go, go. It was hard to really stick to, something that sticks. So I had weight loss surgery in 2015, the gastric sleeve, and it was the best decision that I could have ever made. It's still hard work. It's still dedication. It's still something that you have to put forth an effort to achieve a goal. So it's not a quick fix like everyone thinks, but it was definitely a tool to help me in, reaching a goal while still living a busy lifestyle, to where it's like, it's so hard to pack a lunch when you don't even know where you're going to be, So I had weight loss surgery. I lost over 150 pounds. And I even noticed like the type of gigs that I started getting were different because I looked the part. So it was a blessing all around. But the main focus was to be healthier for my children, or my child at the time. And now I have a second baby, a beautiful little boy. And I'm so eager to get back in shape after gaining weight during my pregnancy, but just being the healthiest I can be for both of them, to be an example of health, because, we live in a world where everything is full of artificial this, and it's easier to grab a chip, and, but I want to lead by example, to actually look the part and not just, say it. I want to practice what I'm preaching, so to speak, so that they don't have to struggle with the same weight issues I did as a child,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so hard with the whole weight management thing, because when you're an artist and you're traveling and you're here and you're in different time zones, and then you're and it's like, I can only imagine the craziness of being in a bus, being in a hotel, like, whatever food they have at the venue or that's on the rider, and it's like,
it's so much. And like a show day, they'll have a salad there, but they'll also have a whole dessert table. So it's really just, you being a little disciplined and making better choices. It's not impossible to do. It's just hard, when you have all these options, and it's just quicker to get a lemon bar versus making a salad. No.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like you're on the bus and then it's like, oh, the bus needs to stop at a gas station. You think of what you eat at a gas station. You're
Right.
like,
Chips, candy.
yeah, I mean, there's no healthy options. So it's like, then you're like in these places and you're like, I really want a salad, but like,
All right, I'll take the burger.
So, okay, so now you have two kids. Talk to me about motherhood and what it's taught you about life.
I mean, it's definitely, I feel like I've always been a person of drive, a person that, goes for what they want. Like like I said, I've been singing at such a young age, and it was something that I recognized, um, very like right off the bat. And it's been something that I've been pursuing nonstop ever since. So I feel like I'm a very, persistent person. And so motherhood definitely adds to that, because it's like now you have, little people who are depending on you who can't fend for themselves. So it just lit another, element or of fire to, my situation to, put my best foot forward, because failing is not an option. And, just trying different things to, make sure that they are, set and leave a legacy for them to, live up to, or, take over. And that's why the agency is really important. And I have to really get it up and running, because it's, the road, I'm going to get older, and, it's, like I said, the industry is very self-image. So it's like, I have to be realistic. I can't continue to travel and sing background when I'm 70, you know what I'm saying? Even though I would like to, but it's like, the realistic side of it is like I have to now think of other things still within my, line of scope that can, last even when I'm gone. And so the agency will be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what you said about legacy and just like creating something for them, because, right, like, of course you would love to tour until 70, but like,
Yes.
that's gotta be intense. Like,
Right.
here and there, and then you're gone from your family for months. Like maybe you're on a national tour and then like you're like 10 hours ahead of where your family's located. You know what I mean? That's also
Absolutely. Yeah. I deal with that all the time. Just trying to, keep up with the different time zones. When I was in Europe, it was definitely like I'm waking up at, 3 or 4 to say good morning to my kids because they're getting ready to go to school. And, as I'm just getting off stage, they're already in bed and I'm saying good night. And, so it's definitely an adjustment, but like anything that you really want, you'll make it work, and you'll find different ways to, make it as normal as possible for your family to feel like, it's still going. And then when I'm home, I am full-fledged mommy mode. That hat doesn't come off.
So, Keisha, what does the perfect day look like to you? If someone said to you, you have Saturday to do whatever you want, go wherever you want, are you alone? Are you with people? Like, what are you doing?
And see, that depends. I love to be around people, but then I also love just, going to the nail shop, getting a pedicure and my nails done, by myself.
Yeah.
It just depends. I think I would start the day off by myself. If I had the whole Saturday, I'll start it off like maybe at a spa or get a massage, get my nails and feet done, and then meet up with some friends and probably go to lunch or dinner. Just living the life, the easy peasy life. I'm very simple.
Definitely.
But I'm a homebody too, so being at home, because I travel so much, it's like a vacation.
Yeah, because it's like when you're on the road for months at a time, it's got to be nice to just be home and be like, oh my gosh, no one, we don't have to like, go to sound time or go to the venue.
Yeah, it's kind of like a catch-22, because it's like, oh, I don't have to wake up for sound check, but it's like, oh, I have to go right back into, like mommy mode. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm waking kids up, getting them dressed for school. So it's no real downtime or break to kind of like gather myself. It's like, it's just switching a gear. Like I have a stick shift. And, it's life. So it's just, a balance of managing everything and, remaining happy with whatever you got going on.
Mm-hmm. So as far as music goes, if it was up to you to sing like your favorite song of all time, whether it's a cover, whether it's an original, do you have that go-to song?
Yeah. Everyone loves when I sing Famous by Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah.
Because I really believe those words. And then I've switched the song up a little bit. Like hers has more of a tempo and I've slowed mine down, my version. But that's like my go-to because it really speaks my heart as to why I want to be so-called famous. It's not really about the materialistic things, even though that's nice. We all want to provide and have, money to keep us afloat, to pay rent and things like that. But my reasoning for wanting to be famous is so that I could be that example or that light for someone else, like how Whitney was for me, or Celine, or Aretha, that tangible person that I can see that looks like me, sounds like me, come from the same background as me, and makes it you know a reality. Like I can do that too because I see it. So I just wanted to be that for some little girl or some little boy who had a dream and they feel like, oh, it might not happen, but look at me, it did, or something. I just want to be an inspiration to someone because we need that.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting away from examples of good stuff.
I think with everything you've done in your career, you have made such a mark. You are changing people's lives, Keisha.
Aww.
I see this footage. I see your comments. People literally are like, Keisha, you are the best part of the whole night. That little solo really got me. And I think it's so important, right? Like, isn't it cool when people reach out to you and tell them,
Yeah.
it changed my life, or hearing you sing that song really
Yeah.
touched?
It does. It gives me that push that I need to keep going. Like it's not in vain. Someone is depending on me to keep going. So that's what keeps me from, giving up and settling for, the bare minimum. Like it's like I want to really go for it and achieve a goal, be that artist, be that person that can get their message out. And, for someone who's been doing it as long as I literally was in girl groups and things like that at 11, like pursuing a music career. So to be 35 now, it's just like some people would have given up a long time ago if they hadn't gotten to where they feel they should have been. But when I look back over my journey, yes, I haven't, won a Grammy as Keisha Renee, the artist, but I have Grammys as a background singer, contributing to Grammy award-winning songs. So it's like when I step out of what I thought it should be and look at how it played out, it's even better than I could have dreamed. So
Yeah.
Love
that. So the beautiful people watching right now that want to support you, Keisha, want to follow your journey, where can they find you on all your social media platforms?
Every social media is Keisha Renee. Really simple. It's just like my website without the co. Just Keisha Renee on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And then you can follow my website for, the more personal things that I'm doing, like shows that might be in your city, tours that I'm on. So just stay tuned for all the things that are coming up. I'm working on new music. I'm going back to like my R&B soul roots on this EP. So it's going to be really, really fun to kind of give the people what they want. Because I had a lot of fans that were a little confused by the country, the road that I was taking. But it was something that I really believed in my heart that I needed to do. And look, like I said, it trailblazed and opened that door for other people to really, really do it. But yeah, so I'm excited for the new music that's coming. I was in the studio yesterday and did like 3 songs that I'm so proud of, and we'll continue to do more within the next couple of weeks and just really try to put out a good body of music because I haven't put out anything since 2019. The world's kind of been in a crazy place, so I haven't been focused on me per se, but just getting back to me and focusing on my music, and while still supporting others, but trying not to get lost in, what they got going on, and still prioritize what I got going on. Yeah.
And I think it's so cool that you're coming out with new music because I know people are excited. I'm definitely excited. I'm like,
yeah.
Come on, let's do it. We're ready.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course. So for people that say, I love Keisha, I want to support her, what can fans of yours do to support you on your musical journey?
Um, I mean, stream the music, buy it, you know what I'm saying? Tell your friends about it. When people like myself, artists come out with merchandise, buy it, just really be there, not only financially to like buy merch and buy songs, but if they have a show in your town, show up. Being an independent artist is really, really hard because we don't have that big machine behind us that has, all the dollars to put in different places to get it out, regardless of people's support or not. So as an independent artist and someone that you say support, it goes a long way when you show up to shows and, you buy tickets to shows and, you actually purchase singles instead of streaming. Because streaming, I mean, you still get a small kickback from that, but actually purchasing that song, it goes a long way, and I definitely appreciate any and everybody who has supported me in any fashion. It has not gone overlooked. I appreciate it so much. For every fan that I've gained throughout my journey from another artist, I'm grateful, and they are still rocking with me to this day. I did Adam Lambert in like 2012 to 2015, kind of that 3-year span, and they're still loyal to what I'm doing. And that's been so many years ago. And so I'm so grateful to have, people that I've met throughout my journey, and they are still, rooting for me and wanting me to go the distance. So
yeah,
I'm gonna keep on going.
Yes, I love that. Like, you made such an impact on some of these people at Adam's show, and they're like, who is that singer back there? I need to know who she is.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm grateful for that.
Love that. So Keisha, that's all the questions I have for you this evening. Don't go anywhere because Keisha, you're going to sing for us.
That's all right.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
We are ready.
Alrighty. So the 2 songs that I'm going to sing tonight were from my country EP that came out in 2019. You can still go on any music platform and purchase those songs. But the first song I'm going to sing is called Let's Get Away. And then I'm going to do Paper. Sometimes you let your mind drift away. It can't keep going on by each minute. It's feeling so different. But meanwhile, you're living like you're driving your car down the boulevard, yeah. Dreaming of being a big star, yeah. But there are some things you didn't know. Finding a way to get you from out of here. Oh, how you wanna get away from here. Let's get away. Yeah, let's get away. Let's get away. I wanna ride in your blue Chevy through the Cali breeze. Take me to the edge of the Pacific Sea. Let's get away. Let's get away. Oh, let's get away. Let's get away. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 ooh. If you could turn back time in a way, would you do differently? Would you keep secrets or go for what you believe in? But meanwhile, you're living life, driving your car down the boulevard, yeah. Dreaming of being a big star, yeah. But there are some things you didn't know. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, let's get away, let's get away. I wanna ride in your blue Chevy Bill. Ooh, yeah. Let's get away, let's get away. Oh, let's get away, let's get away. Oh, 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 oh. But meanwhile, you're living life, you're driving your car all down the boulevard, yeah. Dreaming of being a big star, yeah. But there are some things you didn't know. That was Let's Get Away, everybody.
Thank you, Keisha. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Alrighty, and then I'm going to do one more. Here we go. This one's my favorite because I love being a storyteller. So it tells a beautiful story. And it's called Paper, so download it. Here we go. He walks right into her heart, standing tall, his smile lit up the dark. The night was cold, he gave his shirt, 'cause he had morals and values, 'cause he grew up in the church. Told her he would wait, he knew just what to say, but that changed the next day when she gave it away. Guard your heart, it may not last forever, but it looks so nice, yeah. And red just like a traitor, but he looked good on paper. Ooh. Pretty colors began to gleam, and black eyes became her new reality. Time revealed the truth, and he was nothing like she thought she knew. Everything felt wrong, but she wanted to be strong. Knew she couldn't stay, so she ran away. Oh, guard your heart, just be smart when it comes to love. But he played, looked so nice, so nice. Yeah, he shined, he stole the heart. But he looked good on paper, yeah. He looked good on paper, yeah. It all looked good on paper, hey, yeah. Her mama said, girl, won't you guard your heart? And daddy said, baby girl, just be smart when it comes to love. May not last forever, but he painted a picture and it looked so nice. He used all his colors and yeah, he shiny, he stole my heart. Red just like a traitor, he looked good on paper. It's hard singing that song sitting down.
Keisha! Yes, queen!
Thank you so much.
I know, I feel like you always stand when you perform, so it's got
I do, so I can really get, that good breath, but for the setup of it all, I was sitting down.
Of course, I love it. So Keisha, do you have some time for some questions from the audience?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Guys, if you're in here right now and you have questions for Keisha, feel free to put them in the comments below. And guys, after this interview, go to the website, KeishaRenee.co.
Yes.
So see Keisha on tour find out more about the agency,
Yes.
support your girl. And she has new music coming up.
Woo-hoo.
What does success mean to you?
Success ultimately is just being happy with where you are, content with what you have, what you've done, no regrets. You know, that's success. You have really went for what you want with all your heart, with, you know, all the intention of making it the best thing possible. And so to me, that's success. You know, it in my mind and in my heart as a, you know, teenager, I wanted to be Beyonce, but as a 35-year-old, I just want to, you know, support my family and do what I love to do. So that can look like, you know, standing behind someone else and supporting them, or me being in the forefront. But whatever the journey is, I want to ultimately just be as stable as possible for them. And this industry, let me tell you, for those who want to you know, be a part of it and really want to be a background singer and artist, anything industry is such a fickle industry. You know, it's definitely a high turnover rate. What you want to do, somebody else will do cheaper. So just really showing value and, you know, being a good person, because talent can only take you so far, but who you are at your core really will separate you from, you know, the rest. So if you want to do this, just know that it is a beautiful journey, a lot of highs, but a lot of lows, a lot of periods where it'll seem like, oh, this, you know, what am I doing, you know, and just hold on to, you know, your faith and know that there are better days ahead. You're going to achieve certain things that you didn't even know. And then there'll be times where it feels like, it's all this worth it? So it's definitely a tough industry to be a part of. But if you have thick skin and you have that mindset of, I have tunnel vision and I see the end goal, and whenever I reach it, it's going to be worth it, it's the industry for you.
Yeah. So many ups and downs, like
Oh,
ups
yeah.
and downs. You have to like find a way to be like, oh my gosh, it sucks right now, but like, I know something good is coming around the
Yep.
corner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think there was a question up here. ML says, what state do you musically work out of?
Los Angeles a lot of the time. Majority of the time. LA is the place to be, baby.
It definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
What song do you wish you wrote and why?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I guess I would say Famous, the song that I sing for Jasmine Sullivan. And the reason why is because the lyrics definitely speak to me. It felt like, you know, we had a conversation over lunch and she went and wrote a song off of what we talked about. It's that like on point to why I want to be famous and why I do what I do, from the intention of, you know, wanting to be that inspiration for someone. So if it was a song, it would be Famous by Jasmine Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful voice. And who are your dream collaborators, whether you're going on tour with them or, you know, maybe you're songwriting with them? Anybody stick out to you?
I would love to do a song with PJ Morton. He's so awesome. And maybe even JoJo, you know, that's something that could be cool. I don't know. I want to work with everybody. Nikki, hit me up, girl, you know?
We
Yeah.
need JoJo Keisha collab. Like, this needs to happen.
I'm going to call her and tell her.
I feel like you guys already have this relationship going. You're very cool with her manager. Like, you're already with her. Like, the relationship is there.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
Stay less, Ashley. We're doing it now.
Love it, love it, love it. So, Keisha, that's all the time that we have for this evening.
Awesome.
Do you have any final words for the room?
I mean, I want you to, if you didn't take anything else from me, just take away, keep dreaming and keep going for it. I love to refer back to that meme. I don't know if you've ever seen it, where you have two separate guys and they're like a mine cave, and they're like chipping away at the the wall, and on the other side of the wall is that goal, that success, that thing that they're wanting to obtain. And in one of the frames, the guy is one chip away, but he gives up, and so that is what really plays in my mind when I have those days where I want to give up, or I want to just take the easy way out, so to speak, or just do something that's more safe and more consistent. That's what I envision. Like, I could be just one song away from that success, or one tour away from touching that life, or so just keep chipping at that wall, and before you know it, you'll be on the other side of what you've really been wanting. And so that's what I would tell you guys. Keep going, whatever it is. If you're a cook, if you draw, if you're a singer, a musician, whatever your passion in that one thing that you can do without getting paid for, do it.
Yeah. I love that you brought up that photo, because I know that photo very well. I've seen it for several years, and it just kind of like pops up every now and then. And just two minors, and they're digging, and one gives up and the other doesn't. It's like you have to outwork the other people there, because there's so many people that are going to give up because times are hard. And right, we all are faced with difficult times, but like, keep on grinding. You got this. Like, go for it.
Go for it.
Love it. Keisha, thank you so much for coming on my show. This was so amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Guys, if you don't know, please make sure to follow Keisha Renee. Go to the website and go be a part of her new agency. New music is coming. Like I said, go follow her. I'm Vibin with Ashley Live. Follow me and support good music. Go see Keisha on tour. And Keisha, please, when the new music comes out, please come back on my show.
Will do. It's a date.
Awesome. Thanks so much for spending your evening with us, guys, and we will see you next time. Thanks again.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.